Hey everyone, and welcome to Book on a Shelf. Today we are diving deep into a book that has touched millions of lives, Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. Now, on the surface, it's a pretty simple story about a shepherd boy. But trust me, tucked inside this fable are some huge lessons about chasing your dreams, understanding life's signals, and figuring out what treasure really means.
This has to be one of the most famous lines in modern literature, right? It's this incredible, hopeful promise that some cosmic force is actually on our side. But here's what the book is really about. It's not some magic formula for wishing. It's about what that conspiracy actually feels like when you're down on the ground, facing some very real, very tough challenges.
And that's the big question, isn't it? This story peels back that romantic, fluffy idea of following your heart and shows you what's really underneath: the grit, the painful setbacks, and all the crazy detours you have to take. So to really get it, we're going to walk the path of a young shepherd from Spain named Santiago.
All right, so let's meet our guy, Santiago. He's got a pretty good life. He's a shepherd, he knows his sheep, he loves traveling the countryside, he's basically content. But that cozy little world he's built is about to get completely shaken up by a dream that he just can't ignore anymore.
And what's so wild is how specific this dream is. It's not just some fuzzy feeling. No, it's this recurring vision where a child literally takes him by the hand, transports him to the Egyptian pyramids, and says, "If you come here, you will find a hidden treasure." It's so vivid, and it happens so often. He starts to think, okay, maybe this isn't just a dream. Maybe this is a sign.
So this dream sends him searching for answers. He ends up in a town square where he has this chance meeting with a very mysterious old man sitting on a bench. The guy claims his name is Melchizedek, and oh yeah, he's the king of Salem. And this supposed king is about to give Santiago the key that will unlock his entire journey.
Now, Melchizedek doesn't just hand over the answers. Instead, he starts with a really challenging question. And I want you to think about it for a second, too. He asks Santiago, "What is the world's greatest lie?" And the king's answer? Well, it gets right to the absolute heart of this book's philosophy. He says the greatest lie we tell ourselves is that at some point we lose control, that our lives are just governed by fate. He's telling Santiago from day one that we always have a choice. Our decisions are what shape our lives, not some pre-written destiny. This is where Melchizedek drops the book's biggest concept: the personal legend. So what is it? He says it's that thing you have always wanted to accomplish, ever since you were a kid. It's your true purpose, your mission on Earth. And he's very clear, fulfilling that legend is your only real obligation in life.
But of course, it's never that easy, is it? The author Paulo Coelho actually lays out 4 huge roadblocks that get in our way. First, from the time we're kids, we're told our dreams are impossible. Second, there's the fear of love, that chasing our own dream will hurt the people we care about. Third is the fear of failure, of all the defeats you're going to face. And the last one is the weirdest of all, the fear of actually succeeding and then having no idea what to do next.
To help Santiago get through all this, the king gives him a little gift: 2 stones, one black and one white, called Urim and Thummim. You can think of them like a divine magic 8-ball. The black one means no, the white one means yes. But there's a rule. He should only use them when he is totally lost and just can't read the other signs, the omens the world is already trying to show him.
So Santiago's got his mission, he's got his stones, and he makes a choice, a massive one. He decides to sell his entire flock of sheep. That's his job, his savings, his security, everything he knows. He literally cashes it all in to pay the price for his dream.
So he travels across the water to Tangier in Africa. And this is where that universe conspiring to help idea throws him a huge curveball. He gets there, naively trusts the guy who says he'll be his guide, and within hours, poof, the guy is gone, and so is every single cent Santiago has.
And this, right here, is such a critical moment. He is completely alone, broke, in a country where he doesn't speak the language. He has a choice. He can fall back on that world's greatest lie and see himself as a poor victim of fate. Or he can reframe the story. He can choose to see himself as an adventurer who's just hit a bit of a snag. And thankfully, he chooses adventure.
That one powerful shift in his thinking leads him to find a job in a little crystal shop. His plan is just to make enough money to get a ticket back home. But what starts as a temporary gig turns into a whole year of his life, an apprenticeship where he learns lessons that are way more valuable than money.
And Santiago doesn't just show up for work. He brings a new energy to this dusty old shop. He cleans every piece of crystal until it sparkles, which brings in more customers. Then he suggests building a display case outside to attract people walking by. And his best idea? Serving refreshing mint tea in the beautiful glasses. It completely transforms the business.
But the man who owns the shop is a totally different story. He's a perfect example of a cautionary tale. He has his own personal legend to make a pilgrimage to Mecca, but he's never gone, and he admits why to Santiago in this heartbreaking quote. He's actually afraid that if he achieves his dream, life will lose its meaning. He is the living, breathing embodiment of that fourth obstacle, the fear of success.
And so you get this perfect contrast here, which is so central to the whole book. You've got Santiago, who's all about taking action, embracing risk, and going after his legend. And then you have the merchant, who prefers the comfort of just dreaming about his goal. He's so afraid of disappointment that he'd rather not even try.
It's in the crystal shop that Santiago first hears the word maktub. It's Arabic, and it means, "it is written." Now this sounds a lot like fate, like you have no control. But that's not really how it's meant here. It's more of an understanding that when you are truly following your path, the things that happen, both good and bad, are part of the story that was written for you. It's not an excuse to do nothing. It's having faith that your actions are part of a bigger tapestry.
So after a full year, Santiago has earned more than enough money to go home. He could go back to Spain, buy an even bigger flock, and be a very comfortable shepherd. But he's changed. He remembers the king, the dream, his personal legend, and he decides he has to follow the omens.
Let's just pause on that for a second. An entire year of his life, rebuilding from absolutely nothing. The temptation to just take that success, take that money, and go back to what's safe. It must have been incredible. But he's learned that real wealth, real treasure, isn't just about what's in your wallet.
So instead of buying a ticket home, he uses his money to join a caravan heading east, straight across the Sahara Desert toward the pyramids. And it's out there, in the huge silence of the desert, that he really starts to learn what the king called the language of the world. He learns to read the signs in the wind, the stars, the desert itself.
This all brings us back to a little story the king told Santiago way at the beginning. A boy goes to a wise man and asks for the secret of happiness. The wise man gives him a spoon with 2 drops of oil in it and says, "Walk around my beautiful palace, but don't spill the oil." The boy does it, focusing so hard on the spoon that he sees nothing. The wise man sends him again, but this time tells him to look at all the wonders. The boy comes back amazed, but he spilled the oil. The secret, the wise man says, is to appreciate all the marvels of the world while never forgetting the drops of oil on your spoon.
And that really is the question the book leaves for us, for our own lives. As you're pursuing your own goals, your own personal legend, what are the magnificent marvels all around you that you're too focused to see? And what is the oil, your responsibilities, your relationships, the present moment, that you're trying so hard not to spill? Finding that balance, that's the secret. Santiago's journey is just such a powerful metaphor for our own lives. It's a reminder that the treasure isn't just the destination, the treasure is the journey itself. If you found this explainer helpful, we'd love it if you'd like, share, and subscribe to Book on a Shelf for more deep dives into the books that shape how we see the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next one.